Peterson, and today I'm going to be talking about something that affects all of us, but is more specifically directed towards college students, and that is stress-induced anxiety, how to identify and how to beat it. The purpose today is to inform my listeners of some of the symptoms of stress-induced anxiety and the several ways that you can manage it. It's no doubt that starting college is a very exciting time period. You're starting a new life and pursuing goals, but it can also be very stressful. You're taking on a lot of new responsibilities, a lot of new tasks, and a lot of new requirements, and all of this is added on top of our already sometimes hectic day-to-day lives. Managing work and school and relationships can be hard as it is, and then adding the stress on top of it can be very difficult. A survey conducted by the Association for University and College Counseling reported that anxiety is the main concern among college students, affecting over 40%. I mean, that's a huge percentage. Now, everyone experiences anxiety and stress from time to time, so you may wonder, why be concerned about this? If it's something so normal, what is the issue? Well, the concern comes into play when the stress and anxiety starts to overwhelm and overcome your life, affecting your productivity, your happiness, and your overall quality of life. One student reported on what this anxiety felt like for her, and she wrote, "It feels as if the weight of the world is on your shoulders and you feel suffocated." Another student expresses, "It's sometimes so exhausting that I feel forgetful or unproductive, and it's not me trying to be lazy or make excuses." Now, perhaps you felt this way before, maybe just overwhelmed, you don't feel productive, you don't know what to do about it, and you may be suffering from the stress-induced anxiety. Some symptoms of this include fatigue and sleeping problems, moodiness and irritability, procrastination, neglecting responsibilities, trouble concentrating, memory problems, and general negative thinking. Since so many of us at some point or another have experienced this, what can be done about it? I mean, it is serious. Stress can be linked to health problems such as heart attacks and can actually lower your life expectancy. So this is something serious. What can we do? We're going to go over some steps. The number one thing that is emphasized in combating stress and anxiety is getting good night's sleep. It seems to contradict itself, because if you're anxious, you're not sleeping, and if you're not sleeping, then you're anxious. So how do you break this vicious cycle? Well, reports and studies go to show that getting a good sleep schedule is key. Having a set time that you can get to bed every night, and preparing yourself mentally for sleep. This includes a cool, quiet, and dark room. Many people like to fall asleep with the TV on, but this can hinder your sleep and keep your mind awake. This is going to make you feel tired and overwhelmed. Another thing that's extremely important is exercise. This is going to boost your feel-good endorphins. It beats fatigue, which goes back to sleep, and it's a good way for you to forget the day's irritations, to really take your mind off of things. It improves your mood, improves your confidence in yourself, it relaxes you, and again, back to number one, it aids in better sleep. We also want to maintain positive thinking. It's not ignoring your problems, it's practicing coping with them in a more positive and productive way. One thing at a time. Just focus on positive thinking in the moments that you're in. And one thing I really liked was emphasized is try to find humor in everything that you can. Those who can laugh at life will feel less stressed. And then surround yourself with positive thinking. Be around others who are going to bring you up, not weigh you down, and who will help to encourage your goals. Practice positive self-talk. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. This applies to when you're talking to yourself. In our own minds, we're oftentimes much harder on ourselves than we need to be. Imagine yourself succeeding in whatever you're doing. When I feel overwhelmed with school, one good practice is to imagine yourself at graduation day succeeding and completing your goal. This oftentimes I know helps me to keep going, as I'm sure it would help you as well. It's important to maintain your hobbies. This seems impossible, because if you don't have time for what you're already overwhelmed with, how can you make time for hobbies? But it's important to set time aside for yourself. Pursue things that make you feel happy. It's going to provide a distraction. It gives your mind a break by focusing on something else. And choosing a hobby that you're good at will help to boost your self-esteem and provide joy and gratitude. This is great for stress management. And then also important to not overload yourself. This lowers your motivation. Falling behind on tasks lowers your self-esteem and can make you feel like giving up. You won't be able to fully take advantage of what you're doing because you won't be focused. You're focused on multiple things. And be sure to plan and prepare in advance and not do things last minute, because this is going to make you feel overwhelmed. In conclusion, in a perfect world, stress and anxieties wouldn't exist. But being human, this is something that we're all going to have to face. But following these steps and practicing them, let us make it our endeavor to challenge our anxiety and our stresses and fully take advantage of all of these steps that we have and really be a better you. You can beat anxiety and you can beat stress. You can be happy.